Hello, everybody. Over here in Malmö, Sweden at ESA, and at home at every monitor out there. I'm RedW4rr10r. I'm thrilled to be here to be showcasing Ultimate Doom episodes 1 through 4. It's going to be on the Ultra Violence difficulty, and the category name is UV Speed. It's practically any percent. We occasionally kill demons, but mostly we run around them and away from them because we don't need to actually kill them. And yeah, with me, I am honored to be commentated by our very own Mythical 9. How's it going, Myth?
Hello, I'm so excited to be here.
So am I to have you here.
So, we got some stuff to talk about. Should we run this down?
Yeah.
All right. So, Doom is a very fast-paced run. So before we get started, let's go over some of the movement tech you're going to see used throughout the run constantly. The first is strafe running, which is pretty common in older games. GoldenEye is a good example. How it works is the game treats your forwards movement and your sideways or strafing movement as two separate speed vectors, and if you hold both directions, you add those vectors together, the resulting speed vector, it's about 28% faster in Doom, which is good. It's faster, but it's pointing off to the side, causing Doom Guy to run on a diagonal. This is why you're going to see RedW4rr10r looking a bit off to the side from where he's going the whole run. It also means you're never aiming where you're going, so that's going to present a challenge, sometimes requiring quick reorientation, flick shots, stuff like that. Standard strafe running is called Strafe Run 40 or SR40, and that's because normal strafing moves 40 units per tick, which you can just think of as 40 miles per hour. There's a way to increase it to 50 miles per hour by holding two additional buttons. It's a button to turn left or right and another button that changes the turn input into a strafe input. Most players use at least one mouse button for this because holding 4 buttons on the keyboard is very uncomfortable. And it's got another big downside. Your turning input is converted into a strafe input, so you can't turn anymore. You are locked facing the direction that you are facing until you release the button, and it's only a little bit faster. So we're only going to see that used very occasionally, and the last thing I need to say is you're going to hear me say the word jump. There's no jumping in Doom, so I guess it would be more accurate to say falling with speed. If you run fast enough, you can jump over gaps, especially if you're strafe running or using the boost from a rocket. And you can think of it kind of like Mario running over those one-tile gaps, basically. It's going to be doing the same thing. All right, that's a lot of talking. There's more to cover, believe it or not, but we can get to that when we start the run. I'm ready. RedW4rr10r, are you ready?
I am, and because it is a fast-paced run, so many things going on at the same time, I believe now is a good time to have a few donations being read out.
Yeah, sure, no problem. We got $25 by Alter Bry guy saying, Red will either get the skull key or chainsaw in E1 M1 because it's just this way. Have fun, Red. Don't forget your best friend. We also got a pretty amazing $100 from Bluthund. Whoa, good thing I can read German. And he's saying, here's your great cause and not skipping any skull keys. That might be required to progress. Godspeed, RedW4rr10r. Rip and tear. And we also got $50 by Scardan without a comment, but nonetheless, also thank you very much for the donations, everybody. And I think it's time to kick off the show.
Oh yeah, definitely. Keep the donations coming. And yeah, I'm ready. I hope the crowd is too. I hope the demons are as well. Doom can't wait for it. Alright, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off. The first level, E1 M1, and right away we activate the secret path through the level, grab this mega armor you can see in the bottom right. It brings us up to 200% armor. Now half of all incoming damage comes off of that 200 number, keeping our health nice and high, which is going to be crucial for map 3. Before that though is map 2. We're going to shoot here. That's going to alert an enemy who will hopefully open the door for us after we grab this red key and head back down. Usually does, and it looks like he did, but he might not, because Doom is a very random game. Enemy movement, enemy damage, player damage, all highly random. How highly? A shotgunner can deal anywhere from 3 to 45 damage in a single shot. The enemies in this final room did not block the lift to get to the exit switch, so that was very quick, but they definitely could have. Things like this require you to quickly adapt and improvise, and it's part of what makes Doom speedrunning so exciting. And map 3 is a particularly exciting map. He is going to be fighting and elbowing his way through these tight corridors filled with enemies. The priority targets are the shotgunners, these guys in the black suits. They have low health and high damage, and speed is key. The faster you get through this area, the less time enemies have to shoot you. He's down to 27 health, but there's not many shotgunners left. 10 health. Oh, there's health around the corner, but he couldn't quite get there. Oh, this is map 3. This can happen. Even the absolute best players can just get picked apart by all of these enemies, and there's not much you can do about it. So with 27 health from this save, I think it's doable. I think you got this. You just need a little bit of cooperation.
Oh god.
Oh.
Not from those guys though.
Okay, this one looks good. Here's the health. Oh, and so the worst part of this is that the hard part is not over. There's still tons of enemies at the end of the map here. You do get a bit of cover in between these walls, but enemies are going to be flooding in while we wait for these stairs, excruciatingly slow stairs to rise.
And the barrel.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Cat jam.
3 is a big run killer early on, but it's over with. We're on to map 4. We dipped into a secret to get some health and very useful rockets, and now we are going to do an SR50 jumps. Yes, first try, straight to the yellow key. This skips basically the whole map, and then, okay, the door does open. This door is a little weird. It's got a tag that's tied to a lift elsewhere on the level. If that lift is moving, the door can't. So it's nice when it opens right away like that. Map 5, it's very common to get blocked in by these invisible Spectre enemies. We need to just barely step on this magic line on the floor. Yeah, he did get it. That triggers the walkway to rise. And now we need to cycle back around, get on top of that walkway, and that's going to get us to the yellow key. Behind the yellow key, through a window, is a barrel, and we're going to try to land a shot on it and detonate it, kill anything nearby, thin those enemies out for later, jump off, duck into this side secret area with a rocket launcher, health, ammo. All of this is extremely important. After we open this door, do not shoot. We're going to try to pacifist and just sneak around all of these enemies. It makes escaping from this room much easier after you hit this switch and sort of activate this trap. This guy's not even looking the right way. Unfortunately, those imps were on their game, getting in the way. As long as you get on this lift, it's going to be okay, I think. There's a lot of health in this secret area. Yeah, back up to 91. This is pretty good. These enemies here are working together to block the way. Hopefully the barrel thins them out a little bit that we blew up earlier, but it didn't really get enough, it seemed. Zigzagging through this dark hallway. We're going to switch to the rocket launcher to clear out this room. Very dense, filled with enemies. And as Red Warrior finishes out map 5, I'm going to talk about a trick at the start of the next level. There is a door that's going to lock you in a room for 30 seconds. But if that door hits something, it apologizes and politely goes back up immediately. So Red Warrior is going to lure an enemy under it, right about where the shadow is on the ground, just over there. That is good. Yes, I heard the door go back up. Oh, you didn't need to do it.
Didn't hear it. There we go.
There it is. You got it again.
First try.
We can get the red key. First try? I mean, it literally was first try and second try. How about that?
Right?
Got the red key and the chain gun now. And we grab the blue key, jump off into a little secret area for some goodies, health, armor, stuff like that. We are going to be using the rocket launcher to clear out a lot of densely packed areas in this. And then we're going to step on that floor, which lowers this and has a secret wall behind it. This is a sort of secret shortcut to the yellow key. Before we leave, don't forget to step on the bottom of the stairs. That is going to trigger another secret to open, which is going to be very handy. We don't fire any shots, and we hope to sneak past the imps. It's not so easy, though, to get past them. Here's that secret, and there are tons of rockets here, which is going to be extremely helpful for finishing out the first episode. We also get this blue orb that's 200 total health now. It adds 100 on top of whatever you have. This switch opens the final area of the map, where we're going to be putting rockets to good use. This final room is tricky because you need the power of the rockets to punch through enemy crowds. but you need to keep enough distance to avoid the splash damage from those rockets. After hitting the switch, clear as many specters in front of the exit as you can, then dive in before enemies flood in from the sides. That was a perfect ending to a difficult map. We're on to map 7. Doom's collision detection between the player and things like enemies doesn't care about height. So effectively this means you and enemies are infinitely tall, and it leads to weird stuff like enemies at the bottom of this ledge potentially blocking Red Warrior in, but thankfully they were all too busy fighting each other, so he was able to just drop down very quickly. The chain gun is going to be a great option for this area if he needs it, but it looks like he's going to go with the shotgun. And this barrel, he's trying to hit the barrel. Okay, there we go. It turns around and finishes off all those enemies. He needs to come back through this area, so removing enemies is going to be key. And the Pinky Demon's cooperating too, getting around those very easily. But again, you do have to come back through. Here's the chain gun. 56 health, 41. This is okay. We are going to do a nice little trick there. Rocket through the window, and then using that lift to backwards get over the ledge, which is a shortcut to this blue key. We also picked up 100 health on the way here, so our health, I think, is going to be good enough to finish out this map, and in the next map we can patch it up with a secret health as well. But first we need to see that rocket we fired through the window. How much damage did it do? Here's the window right here, and it looks like there's still a lot of enemies alive, so gonna have to chew through these. And there's gonna be a lot of enemies still left, and we need to save our rockets. We have 10, we don't want to use them on these enemies. They cooperate, we actually have a really good amount of health.
We do.
Heading into the final map of the first episode. It's a boss fight against 2 Barons of Hell, and somehow this Pinky managed to get all the way in front. Here's the secret health, but now they're charging down the stairs, and okay, we're free. The 2 Barons of Hell here, I feel like this is perfect for Valentine's Day. I'd love to give it be my bruiser bro with this demon's face on it. We split the rockets left and right. Hopefully they gather in the middle, but they didn't quite, but that's okay. They are both dead. That triggers this wall to lower. We're going to use it as a stepping stone to hopefully jump into the exit, but didn't have enough time to get lined up. This is a really difficult trick, and it saves a lot of time, so it's maybe worth trying again, but we're going to give up on it. See how much time it saves. See how slowly these stairs raise.
Stairs of shame.
No. But that's it. That's the end of episode 1. At the start of episode 2, we lose all our guns and ammo, so we're going to avoid all these enemies as we grab the blue key. Thankfully, the shotgun is close by, right here. We're going to swing by, grab the shells and ammo, or armor, and we're going to thin out these Pinky Demons that are on this ledge. It's very, very, very common to get blocked in by these guys, and that was actually amazing. The enemies at the door, however, are conspiring to block the way.
First time ever I made it on the left side.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Me neither.
So there was a new enemy here, this red Kappa Demon guy. He's got a lot of health. We don't want to try to kill him with a shotgun, so we slip past. We are low on health, but there is a Berserk pack right here that we can pick up that brings us up to 100 health. It turns the screen red, and it powers up our punches, so if any of these imps get too close, we can give them a little taste of what for. On this map, we are going to pick up the Plasma Gun. This is an amazing tool. It does a lot of damage. You can use it safe up close. It keeps enemies stunned. And we're going to just jump across this gap and skip the rest of the map. So there goes map 2. In map 3, we're going to not fire any shots here at the start so that enemies are staying in fixed positions, which makes it a little more likely that we can sneak past. But of course, they do see you coming, and they do start moving when they do. And if they decide to just dart in front of you, which is actually usually the first thing their AI tells them to do, then absolutely you can get blocked in. Went for a little bit of a wall run there, which is a really complicated glitch that I don't even have time to explain, so I'm not even going to.
It just works.
But we will see a chance a little bit maybe in some of the later maps. Whoa, blocked in a lot. Plasma Gun, you can see how useful it is. Using it in point blank, keeping enemies stunned, staying alive. We are on to map 4. And it's got a nice start, thankfully. There's lots of open space so you can avoid enemies, but you do have to contend with this Baron of Hell while you wait for this lift. Thankfully, he's busy doing other things right now, so unfortunately, he is kind of in front of the door. So, okay, there, we punched through. We're going to grab the yellow key. There's going to be a crusher that tries to get us. Back up out of it. Avoid this Baron. Hopefully he doesn't get us in the back. He doesn't. We're going to drop down into a secret. This is going to have a plasma gun for some ammo and a teleporter to an advantageous position in the next area. And hopefully, this teleporter lets us teleport. Okay, slowed down a little bit, I think, to make sure that it went okay. We're going to activate this walkway and sneak onto it while it rises. 8 health is pretty scary, so there is an optional secret bit of health right here. Yeah, it makes sense to go back and grab this, and then we can beat the map. E2M5.
Let me out! Damn it!
Oh, wow. That was kind of a disastrous start to this level. 100 health down to 25 in the first room. We're going to take a sneaky path through this room that hopefully avoids triggering some Barons. Yes, they are going to stay in their little monster closets up there. And now, kind of all the threats are gone. There's nothing really left that's going to hurt us for the rest of the map. But this is still a speedrun, and there's still lots of ways to lose time because it's so difficult to move optimally in these tight spaces. Here's this wall run. Zip! You can go a little bit faster, running into certain walls at certain angles. But really, you're just trying so hard to not touch any walls, because colliding with a wall is going to kill a bunch of your speed in Doom. E2M6 has a really big trick. We're going to clip out of bounds. Step 1 is to activate a glitch called Momentum Preservation, which lets Doom Guy be running into a wall while keeping his speed. And once you have the speed, you get lined up with a visual cue, and you use the knockback from a rocket, which pushes us out of bounds. Unfortunately, there's no way back inbounds, but thankfully we can activate the end of level switch from out here by lining ourselves up with it exactly. And these grunts you hear, Red Warrior spamming the use key, hoping to hit the switch. If he stops hearing this, he knows he's gone too far and he's going to have to back up and reset. But he still hasn't... Oh, there it is. Okay. On to map 7. We're going to skip most of this level with a very difficult rocket jump. We grab this invulnerability, which turns the screen this very bright, annoying white. My apologies, it won't last for too long. The rocket jump here is very difficult. Enemies are crowding in. There's not enough time to get set up in a precise position with a precise angle. You gotta just wing it. There it is. 3rd try rocket jump. That's pretty good. On to the final map of the 2nd episode. It is a boss fight. Maybe you've seen this guy, maybe you've heard of him before. To defeat the Cyber Demon, shoot it until it dies, ideally with a plasma gun that has enough ammo to take him out. I think we're a little bit short, so we're going to have to finish him off with rockets. And this is scary. The lost souls flying around here, they can dart in front of you. If you hit point blank, you might blow yourself up with one of these rockets. So there's a bit of a dance going on here. He's so close to dead. Any moment now, any one of these rockets could be the last one. One final shotgun shot even to get the kill. Like to see it. We're on to the 3rd episode. This used to be the last episode before they added a 4th one. We're going to zig around the Kakko demons at the start. We shot earlier to alert their presence and hopefully bait them to one side. They are going to be right back on our way afterwards. This is kind of unavoidable. And we are still at 100 health, so this is okay. What's also completely unavoidable are these pinky demons in this narrow corridor. We only have a shotgun, so we just kind of blink away at them and hope maybe at the very end we can run around one of them, but not today.
Not today.
A room filled with imps. We're going to thin them out with the shotgun, and then if we see an opportunity, we can dart in and run past the remaining ones, but it's kind of up to them whether or not we get our opening. And if we lose health, we can swing around and grab some health in the back. Episode 3 has got some more open-ended maps, like this one, that can be beat really quickly once you know where to go. We grab this secret plasma gun here. And now we're going to avoid shooting to avoid alerting enemies and just skirt past them. These guys just standing around, don't know what's going on. There's the switch, the level's over. They were like, was that the Doom guy? Yeah, no, it was. Too late, we're gone. We're clearing out the enemies at the start of map 3 here because they're going to be blocking us when we backtrack through this room. And we're going to be up on a ledge and they would be down below and it would be hard to get them, but they would still block us. So we use our precious cells to get them out of the way. We're also going to pick up the BFG, the big fancy gun. And it fires a big shot. There it is right there. It does decent damage, but the real damage comes from all these invisible tracer rays that shoot out afterwards. The timing and angle of them aren't very intuitive, but when you understand them, you can do cool stuff like fire a shot into a wall and then step around a corner, instantly have the tracers shoot out and clear out a whole room filled with enemies. We're on to map 4. The first half of this map is pretty open, so you can maneuver around the enemies without shooting anything. It's very fun. Later on, we're going to do a trick called a key bump. When the game is checking collisions, it's looking one step ahead and asking, is he in a wall now? If yes, don't move him there. But while it's doing that check, the game will still check for collision with nearby items. So even though it never actually puts you in the wall, there's a chance to pick up items as if you were. So if we line up correctly and run fast enough into this wall, there it is, the bottom right. You can see he's got the yellow key now, grabbed it first try through the wall, and he's through the enemies now. So we're going to be done with this map, except for this Kako Demon at the very end. He might decide to block us a little bit. We're going to try and give him some encouragement with the shotgun.
So
And
happy.
Nope.
Oh, come on. Don't exit with me.
He wanted to come with.
Yeah.
He was lonely. Map 5 is Unholy Cathedral. These teleporters were meant to be confusing, but when you know where they all go, they just help you get around the map really quickly. We are going to do, hopefully, another key bump to get the blue key off of this ledge. There it is. That only saves a little bit of time. And then the map is basically over. There's this one hallway with some enemies. Berserk Fist really helps with that. And then that map is already over. On to map 6, another open-ended map with this wonderful fire blue texture that we love so much. Destroying the bitrate is worth it. We get those secret cells in the wall because BFG ammo is at a premium. And you use 2 rockets to clear out this area. And then here's the BFG just mowing down all of those enemies with those tracers that shoot out afterwards. And the blue key is all you need to finish the map. We just duck into this little area here, and map 6 is over. On to what used to be the penultimate map, map 7, Gate to Limbo. It's very common to get blocked by some pinky demons, but they were nowhere to be found, actually. We saw one a little bit, and he wasn't even close. There's going to be a lot more here. We're going to go out of our way to kill them with the BFG, because we're going to backtrack through that main room quite a bit, and so it's worth it to have them out of the way. We come down into this red maze to hit the red key switch, and this is going to open up a bunch of teleporters that take you to various parts of the final part
Oh, telefrag,
of
nice.
the map. Nice.
Let me know when we
And from
have a moment
here,
for donations.
yes, go for it.
All right, awesome. So we got $6.66 from Swentastic, just saying Doom.
Doom.
We also have $5 by Modern Doom Speedrunning, saying point and click until it is done. And another $5 from Modern Doom Speedrunning. $5 for the big friendly gun, smiley face. Good luck, Red.
Thank you.
He is setting up for the final strafe run to get right into the exit of the map, and this is the hard one. It's precise, but also you don't want to overrun it at the end. Okay, there it is. Moving on to what used to be the final boss. This is the map called DIS, and it stands for Disappointing Final Boss. You shoot the BFG point blank, and it dies. Basically, its big hitbox absorbs all of the tracer rays that come out of the BFG, so it turns out that does a lot of damage. We're on to episode 4. This is Thy Flesh Consumed, and this was added to Ultimate Doom, a later release of the game, and there is a huge increase in difficulty. There's a lot of threats, very little space to move, very little health and ammo. We did a little bit of a trick there, a sort of variation on a key bump to grab the red key through the fence. Down to 19 health is scary, but all too common in this very difficult opening level. You just kind of don't have many tools to work with to deal with all of these enemies. So 11 health. The start of the next map is also a little bit scary because of these shotgunners. There is some health here, and it looks like they cooperated nicely. We're going to clear the way here and jump across, hitting the switch. We're going to hit a trigger from down below. This lets us get up here, duck into a secret with 100 health and some cells and a teleporter, which lets us get this BFG through the wall with a key bump. Extremely, extremely good map so far. Clearing out the enemies. We're going to strafe run across this gap, past the blue key pillar, skipping most of the map, hitting the trigger to open the door, clearing out the cacos at the end, and somehow these pinky demons have run in to give us grief at the end of the map. Get out of here, please. That was too much health lost.
And armor. Better.
That's what that's supposed to look like. RedW4rr10r, we're going to skip this entire map with a very difficult rocket jump. We get enemies not to block us, so we clear them out, and then we need this invulnerability and a rocket boost off of the Lost Soul. I couldn't even explain the trick before he was done with it. It was just that smooth. We're on to RedW4rr10r. And this one's a bit of a break. So I think this is maybe Red Warrior. We're getting down to it now. Map 6 is coming up, but for now... How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Oh, pretty confident, but I believe RedW4rr10r is going to wreck that.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. So this invulnerability lasts for most of the map. We have to sort of ride this lift and go to one side and hit this switch. And then we hit the switch to lower the lift, and we wait for it again. And then we go to the other side and hit another switch. And then guess what? You hit the switch and ride the lift again. And there's really not much around to get in your way. RedW4rr10r, at least, is an interesting map in the way that it looks and the way that it's laid out. We're going to be coming into this area to grab the red key up on this ledge. And then we're going to finish the map in a sort of sneaky way, but I think it's definitely intended. The layout of the castle just begs you to do this exploit that we're going to do. You drop down left here into sort of back channels of the level, and then there's this window right in front of the exit, and you just jump right through it, and there's the switch, and it's all over.
Here we go.
Break time is over. RedW4rr10r against the Wickedly. This is easily the hardest map of the run. We duck into a secret here for a few extra cells, and then you're meant to wind your way around these ledges, and there's lava in the middle of the room. And pretty quickly, you release a cyber demon who is going to be shooting at you, annoyingly out of reach, threatening to one-shot you, knock you off of ledges. It's a very, very difficult map. We're going to shortcut it a little bit after grabbing the red key and teleporting directly over to the cyber demon, but he's right in front of the exit. We have to go through him. And fighting a cyber demon in close quarters is very different from the cyber demon fight in the end of map 2. There's basically nothing you can do to really dodge his rockets. You need a lot of luck to make sure that A, you don't get it directly, but B, the walls behind you, the rockets are going to hit those and splash damage is going to get you. It's going to turn the screen red, it's going to blind you. It's a big mess. So it's very, very common to need multiple tries here. We're hoping if he fights with some of the other enemies, that can be really good. You can sneak in behind him. Also, this BFG, we didn't have that the last time we fought the cyber demon. From point blank, it takes 2 shots to kill a cyber demon, but you got to get pretty lucky for even that to happen. You can see, yeah, those 2 shots were very good, but it wasn't enough to get the kill.
I think if there are any donations while I'm struggling, go for it.
Sure, yeah, no problem. We got a few lined up here. Starting off with $50 by username Niels saying, I can't believe Xenoblade Chronicle 2 is coming to ESA. I can't believe that we'll go with Pyra choice. I can't believe Xenoblade Chronicle 3 is coming this year. And I'm excited about all those things. Thank you very much for that donation. We got $20 by Sensor Minus, I think.
Sensor.
Exactly. $20 saying, rip and tear until there is no yellow skull key anymore. And finally we got here $12 by Ananas saying, noticed the total and felt the need to snipe a 13K ESA hype!
Woo!
And yeah, we surpassed 13,000 if you didn't notice, so
Awesome.
can we get a round of applause for that?
Thank you so much, everyone, for your donations. We are past the Cyber Demon, and we're skipping this map. The exit switch is in the floor, so if you know where it is, you can press it while it's in there. And we are on to the final map of the run, E4M8 Unto the Cruel. It's not just a boss fight. It starts with this room absolutely filled with enemies. The BFG does a great job of thinning them out. Still, they did a lot of damage, so yeah, we are going to duck into this side area to refill on some cells and some extra health. This Baron of Hell is very likely to block us. We can get rid of him with the BFG, and I think, yeah, we do have enough cells to do that. Oh, he doesn't want to shoot the BFG. He's trying to preserve ammo, but it takes a long time to switch to another gun, so he's just kind of hoping that they get out of the way. Okay. Gonna take a safety backup, teleporting out rather than trying to fight his way back out through there. We're in this main room. We're gonna use that key we picked up to activate the stairs, and then we're gonna rocket jump across the gap without any invulnerability. First try. It's okay because there's health here. This is the final boss right here. Again, absolutely destroyed. Very easily, no problem. That triggers the final wall to come down. This is the end of the run. Get ready on time. We're gonna jump into it from the top pillar. There it is. That was a heck of a run. Nice job.
Thank you. It's really such a brilliant game. It's still a classic up to this day. So much fun. And if you want to get into the run yourself, King Dime has a great YouTube tutorial on his, well, YouTube channel, go figure. And it really introduces you to every technique you have to, well, implement in the run, all the setups, etc. It's really straightforward. Give it a try. And, well, while I am with the shoutouts, shoutouts to you, Mythical, of course. Thanks for commentating. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you
I really
so much.
enjoyed it.
It's been a pleasure.
And, well, shoutouts to Bluetooth. He helped me a lot with the technical stuff, setting up the source ports, etc. I believe I wouldn't be here without him and without his help. And to Zero Master, he's a legend at Classic Doom. And, well, to Hummingbird as well, to Algebra Guy, Democracy, Benthic, and there's many more. I cannot name them all right now, but thank you for existing. And yeah, this is pretty much the scene right before Doom 2 starts. Doom Guy has avenged Daisy's death, unfortunate death. The demons killed her. It's the pet rabbit of Doom Guy, and that's the only reason why he starts killing Hell. Alright, then thank you for having me here. I appreciate it a lot, and I just see 27-26. That's a pretty good time, I have to say. I didn't expect that the practice runs were awful, but I got lucky with quite a few things. So yeah, thanks for having me here. It was a pleasure.
Awesome, thank you so much. Before we leave you though, there are 2 more donations we have here, which you will probably enjoy. So we got $20 here by DML saying, the Cyber Demon is not the villain in this story.
DML.
And we got another $25 by Alter Bry Guy again saying, nice run, Red, nice memes.
Thanks, Brian.
And yes, with this, we unfortunately conclude the very wholesome, violence-free block here on Valentine's Day with Back for Blood, Paint the Town Red, and Ultimate Doom. We're gonna head into a quick intermission, and when we're coming back, I kindly would you all please stay here for the next run, which is gonna be Bioshock. And yeah, that's also the end of my hosting shift. I leave you in the capable hands of RedW4rr10r. And yeah, so enjoy the music in the intermission, and we'll see you guys after the ads.